D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds, and welcome to my week in review, where I come to you every Sunday with 3 entertainment stories that I personally find interesting, and then we discuss them down below. Now, also down below, you can find the articles that I'm going to be reading to you, and you can go check them out yourself or whatever, but just watch this video, and I'm going to read them out loud to you and everything. So before I get started on reading them, I just want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine, we always get shoved to the back of the line. So please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. So now that I've got all that business taken care of, why don't we go ahead and get started on this story? So for my first story this week, Katherine Langford is in talks for an upcoming MCU project. Now here she is, and they'll mention it in this article, but she played Tony Stark's daughter, all grown up, in a where you remember in the Infinity War, after Thanos snaps and he sees that young Gamora. She's all like, this is like Tony Stark after he snaps, but he sees an older version of his daughter, which I thought it was a good scene, but they decided to take it out, and I mean, I get it. So it says Marvel Cinematic Universe is constantly introducing new characters and superheroes, many of which have gone on to become just as popular as their predecessors. What's also interesting about all of these new projects, however, is that they also allow for past characters to make a return. Now, it turns out Katherine Langford, who previously portrayed Morgan Stark in a deleted scene from Avengers Endgame, is in talks to appear in a new MCU project. Now, when it says they become just as popular as their predecessors, do they though? Let's be honest, they don't. And this new MCU is going to be very female centric, so it makes sense that they would go this route, and they're doing the Young Avengers. And I'm pretty sure if she'll be a part of that group, if anything. Our sources have told us that Katherine Langford is in talks for an upcoming MCU project. While it makes sense that she'd return to play an older Morgan Stark, much like in Avengers Endgame, we couldn't confirm those details because her Endgame appearance exists only as a deleted scene. It does seem possible that she could play a different character entirely. And again, that's true. She could play a different character, but I mean, I think most people that are huge MCU stans know that she played Tony Stark's daughter. So I would think that they would want her to play that. But at the same time, if she doesn't, that's fine. As such, MCU fans will have to stay tuned for additional updates as we have them. With that said, it certainly is an unexpected prospect to have Katherine Langford back in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. She's played a variety of well-known projects that include the film Knives Out and the television shows 13 Reasons Why and Cursed. It's safe to say, wasn't she in Dear Simon? Anyways, it's safe to say that she'd be a great fit for Marvel on either the big screen or on television. After all, there's a great number of Marvel projects in the works for both theaters and Disney Plus. So either medium is a possibility. Katherine Langford's deleted scene from Avengers Endgame revealed the character as Tony Stark's daughter, Morgan Stark. She also aged up from the last time we saw her and joined Tony Stark as at the Soul World after he snapped the gauntlet. Unfortunately, test audiences were not fond of this sequence, and so it was cut from the film. This could then be a great opportunity for Katherine Langford to make a more appealing appearance in the MCU now that quite a few years have passed since the release of Avengers Endgame. It does seem like a perfect time. I have to say, if they did have her come back as Morgan Stark, I would totally be okay with that. Like I said before, I personally liked that scene from Endgame. I thought it was really fun. So that is my first story of the week. So for my second story of the week, Mad Max Fury Road spinoff Furiosa has gotten official plot synopsis. So it says, cameras recently started rolling on Furiosa, and Warner Brothers has now released the first plot synopsis for the movie. It sheds a lot more light on what to expect from the Mad Max Fury Road spinoff. And then we get Anna Taylor-Joy there with Charlize Theron, and we'll talk about those in just a minute when they mention them. Oh, and then it says set photos. I will be putting some of those up. Okay, so it says Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers has released the first synopsis for George Miller's highly anticipated Furiosa, and it sheds some light on how the story will fit into the wider world of Mad Max. We know the movie is a prequel telling the story of the title character we first met in 2015's Mad Max Fury Road, where she was played by Charlize Theron. But it sounds like Miller also plans to explore this world's mythology in a big way. That shouldn't come as a huge surprise, especially as the filmmaker has crafted an incredible world across the course of Mad Max, Mad Max Road Warrior, or the Road Warrior, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, and Fury Road. If I could read a little bit these titles of these movies. Anyways, while it's previously been revealed that Furiosa came from the green place of many mothers, the new synopsis suggests there's more to her past than just being taken by Immortan Joe. While it sounds like that will still be a part of the story, it seems the young Furiosa, played by Anya Taylor-Joy, finds herself in the midst of an epic war. Now, here's the synopsis. So it goes, as the world fell, young Furiosa is snatched from the green place of many mothers and falls into the hands of a great biker horde led by the warlord Dementis. It reads, sweeping through the wasteland, they come across the Citadel, presided over by Immortan Joe. While the two tyrants war for dominance, Furiosa must survive many trials as she puts together the means to find her way home. It's unclear who will play Immortan Joe in Furiosa, but the villain is clearly going to be key in this story. Tom Burke is a strong possibility, though. And we'd bet on Chris Hemsworth taking on the role of the warlord Dementis. Needless to say, all signs point to this being another fascinating glimpse into the world of Mad Max, and quite possibly the first chapter in a new saga. Shooting recently started on Furiosa, and it's set to be released in theaters on May 24th, 2024. Now, I just have to say, overall, I really like the Mad Max series. I think I like all the movies. They're all, in my opinion, really good. I also really liked Charlize Theron playing her Furiosa. I thought she did a great job. But I'm looking forward to seeing Anya Taylor-Joy play her in this movie. I like Anya Taylor-Joy. I think she does a great job. And it'll just be interesting to see how they play that out and what they do with that. So that is my second story of the week. So for my third and final story of the week, this comes from Deadline. It looks like Euphoria's Hunter Schafer is the latest to join the Hunger Games Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. There's Hunter Schafer right there. It says, Euphoria's Hunter Schafer has joined the cast of Lionsgate, The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, opposite Tom Blythe and Rachel Ziegler. Schafer will play Tigris Snow, Cornelius's cousin and confidant, who advises him in everything, from his role as mentor to the core of his moral compass. Francis Lawrence is directing, and I believe he directed the first one, which I was not a fan of. I honestly, small tangent, I felt like when it came to those movies and everything, I felt that the first movie really should have been two movies, and then that third movie that they made two movies really should have just been one movie. I felt like they would have gotten, the bang for their buck that they wanted, and then they also just that first movie is just, in my opinion, not good compared to the book. The book is good, but the movie, in my opinion, is very mediocre at best. So it says the prequel is set years before Cornelius Snow becomes the fierce president of Panem. The 18-year-old is the latest hope for his fading lineage, a once proud family that has fallen from grace in the post-war capital. With the 10th annual Hunger Games fast approaching, the young Snow is alarmed when he is assigned to mentor Lucy Gray Bird, the girl tribute from impoverished District 12, why are they focusing on District 12 all of a sudden? It didn't seem like that great. And it's like Like all, I mean, I haven't read the book yet. I have the book on my nightstand with a couple other books. I have like 4 books, and then it has a stack of comics that I need to read. I'm pretty sure she'll win the 10th Hunger Games. And I'm all like, I thought the District 12 tributes were supposed to be like pretty much like, losers kind of thing. But whatever, it's fine. But after Lucy Gray commands all of Panem's attention by defiantly singing during the reaping ceremony, Snow thinks he might be able to turn the odds in their favor. Unwitting their instincts for fellowship or for showmanship and newfound political savvy, Snow and Lucy's race against time to survive will ultimately reveal who is a songbird and who is a snake. It will be produced by Nina Jacobson and all this other people. It says the latest draft of the screenplay is by Michael Leslie. Leslie builds on the work of writer Suzanne Collins and Michael Arment. The screenplay is based on Collins' best-selling novel and yada, yada, yada. And it says Schafer made her acting debut portraying Jules in the HBO critically acclaimed series Euphoria. She also co-wrote and co-executive produced a special episode of the series, which aired in January 2021. Later in 2021, Time named her to its next list of 100 emerging leaders who are shaping the future. Schafer is currently in production on the neon film Cuckoo for director Tillman Singer, and she's represented by some fun people. Anyways, so I think this is a good idea. I do like Hunter Schafer. I think that she's very good at what she does. I enjoy her on Euphoria. Euphoria is a good show. Well, the first season was good. The second season was a little bit of a miss for me. It wasn't as good as the first season and yada, yada, yada. That's besides the point. But I do think Hunter Schafer is very talented, and I can't wait to see what she does with Tigris. Tigris, if you've ever read the books, she was the designer for tributes and everything, and then she started to do modifications on her body and turned into a big tiger and everything. And in the third book, I think it said something like she's more tiger than she is human anymore, and in fact she ate raw meat, and that's how tigery she was. And she was represented in the fourth movie of the Hunger Games and everything. She had a small role and everything. So it'll be interesting to see what they do there and how they play this out, and I can't wait to see it. So those are my 3 stories this week. Tell me, what do you guys think about all of this? Just give me a second, because this is... How do you feel about Katherine Langford joining the MCU? Do you think that's a good thing, a bad thing, and everything? Do you think that she'll be playing Morgan Stark like she did in that deleted scene in Endgame? Or do you think that she is going to, and if she's not playing Morgan Stark, who do you think that she's going to play? Or do you think that she is playing Morgan Stark? I think she's playing Morgan Stark. And if so, do you think that she's going to suit up eventually and join the Young Avengers? Or do you think that she's just going to, take a back seat and just stay there? How do you feel about this new synopsis for the Mad Max Fury Road spinoff Furiosa? Do you think this sounds good? Do you think this sounds bad? What part are you looking forward to the most? Do you think that Charlize Theron got the shaft a little bit and kind of didn't deserve getting shafted like that? And how do you feel about Anya Taylor-Joy taking over the role? And then finally, how do you feel about Hunter Schafer joining the cast of the Hunger Games, A Ballad of Songbirds and Snake? That's really long, by the way. Do you and playing Tigris, do you think she'll do a good job? Do you like Hunter Schafer? Do you not like her? Do you watch Euphoria? Do you like her on there? How do you feel about all of this? Tell me what you guys think. Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go hit that like button. I won't mind. If you mention, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys on my next week in review. You guys have a good week. Bye. Hey nerds, if you like this video, go ahead and click that Geek What icon and subscribe. And if you like this video, go ahead and join me every Sunday with my week in review.